The elegance of classic Renaissance sculptures and the vibrant neon glow of the Vaporwave aesthetic are two contrasting styles you wouldn't expect to see together, but this combination of imagery has become a popular abstract art style. In this tutorial I'll show you how to apply a vibrant neon glow to a shape with the help of Photoshop's layer styles. Then we'll use a clever technique to apply a colourful ambience to the image, as if it is being illuminated by the new neon light. As a finishing touch we'll also add some mist effects to give the final art piece a mysterious mood. I'll be using this statue of Hercules fighting the Hydra as a base for my artwork, but first it's cropped slightly to hide the plinth, and to extend the top a little so the head lines up with the upper third guide. To quickly fill the area, draw a selection with the marquee tool, then go to Edit and Fill. Choose Content Aware for Photoshop to seamlessly continue with the sky and clouds. Then go to Select and Deselect to clear the selection. Let's process the photo with some camera raw adjustments from under the filter menu. This neon effect works best with images with a dark scene so the brightness of the neon light is visible. Under the colour mixer, we can decrease the luminance of the blues to darken the sky. This adds some serious banding, so to fix it we can make use of the new lens blur feature. Click Apply and Photoshop will automatically mask the subject and blur the background. You can check the selection it has made by clicking Visualize Depth. It hasn't fully captured the area between the arm and head, but it won't be too visible. You could always fine tune the selection if necessary. Next let's bring down the vibrance of the blue by reducing the vibrance slider under the colour section. Followed by some dehaze, clarity and texture adjustments from the effects section to boost the contrast and definition. OK, these settings. We could darken the background a little more by adding a black overlay layer. Add a new layer and use the Alt or Option and Backspace shortcut to fill it with black. Change the layer to Soft Light, which will allow the black to interact with the image below. It's currently darkening the main subject too much, so activate the original background layer, then go to Select and Subject. Add a mask to the black layer. The mask has been applied the wrong way round, so use the Command or Control and I shortcut to invert it. The auto subject selection isn't great in some areas, but we can disguise it by blurring the mask. Go to Filter, Blur and Gaussian Blur. Give it a large blur amount to smoothly fade out the black. The haloing will actually complement the glowing effect we're going for. Grab the polygonal lasso tool to draw a triangle shape around the subject. Alternatively, you could use a circle or more complex shapes with the pen tool. Add a new layer, then right click and choose Stroke. Guess a width for your neon lines. You can always undo and adjust the size with a bit of trial and error. I'm going for 20 pixels. Double click this layer to open up the layer style options. We'll add a combination of effects to generate a colourful neon glow. Begin with a colour overlay to set your neon base colour. I've chosen a bright blue. Add an inner glow effect next. Configure the settings to white with the screen blending mode. Choose center as the source, then reset the choke to 0. Carefully alter the size so you just get a bright hot spot in the center of the tube. Next add an outer glow. Set the colour to a similar hue to your neon tube and max out the opacity. Adjust the size to add a soft haze around the neon tube, eliminating the hard outline. It isn't possible to layer up multiple outer glow effects, but we can instead repurpose the drop shadow into a similar colourful glow. First change the blending mode from multiply to linear dodge, then change the colour to suit your neon glow. Reduce the distance to 0, then set the size to around 60 pixels to add a slightly larger glow effect. Click the little plus icon to duplicate this drop shadow effect. Adjust the size of the new one to around 140 pixels. Add another drop shadow and max out the size of this one. Layering up these glows helps to generate an intense luminance that projects much further than just applying one large outer glow effect. A simple trick to make the neon appear as if it's really in the scene is to erase a portion to make it look like it's wrapped around the subject. Activate the background layer in order to make a select subject selection. Then click the neon layer and apply a layer mask. Hold the Alt or Option key while adding the mask to make sure it's applied the right way around this time. If you zoom in, you'll notice the blue outline of the inner glow has also been affected by the mask. Instead, group the layer, then apply the layer mask to the group. This will make the neon effect seamlessly flow behind the subject. The trouble is we want some parts to be in front. Use the brush tool to paint with white within the mask to reveal these areas. In other areas like the arm, adjust the brush size with the square bracket keys to carefully mask just this area. Add a new layer and drag it out of the group to the top of the layer stack. Zoom in and draw around the eyes with the lasso tool. Fill them with white using the Command or Control and Backspace shortcut. Right click and copy the neon layer styles, then paste them onto this layer to replicate the same neon effect. A bright neon light would give off a colourful ambient glow that would be reflected by the subject. Add a hue and saturation adjustment layer and click the colorize option. Find your neon hue and max out the saturation. Double click the layer, then in the blend if settings, hold the Alter option key and drag half of the triangle icon to the other side of the slider. This will erase the hue and saturation effect from the shadows, so the colourful ambience is only applied to the highlights that are reflecting the blue light. Add a new layer and set up the brush tool with a soft tip and a bright colour that matches your neon glow. Select the original background layer for a moment to load a subject selection. Then activate the new layer again. Begin painting some basic highlights near where the neon would shine against the subject. The mask will confine it to the outline of the subject. Change this layer's blending mode to colour dodge and decrease the fill value until the harsh saturated glow reduces to a softer highlight effect. Let's add some finishing touches with these mystic fog overlays. If you're an Envato Elements member like me, you can download them using the link in the description. Envato Elements has everything you need under one subscription. There's millions of brushes, fonts, graphics, textures and even stock images, just like this Hercules image I'm working with. Go to spoon.graphics/Envato to sign up and get unlimited downloads with lifetime commercial licensing. Fog overlay number 7 has a nice layout that would suit the bottom half of this composition. Use the Command and T shortcut for transform to scale and position the fog overlay into place. They already have transparent backgrounds, so the screen blending mode isn't really required, but reduce the opacity to help them blend in. Drag the layer underneath the hue and saturation adjustment layer in the layer stack to give the fog the blue colouring. Fog overlay number 15 works well for the top half of the image. Open and paste it into the working document, then scale and reposition with Command and T. This time it's rotated and flipped horizontally to fit. To finish off the artwork, create a merge snapshot at the top of the layer stack with the shortcut Command, Option, Shift and E. Or go to Layer and Merge Layers and hold the Alter option key while clicking. Give this snapshot layer a series of camera raw adjustments to really enhance the details. A vignette in particular really helps to draw attention to the subject in the centre by adding a black fade to the edges. If you enjoyed this tutorial or learned any new tips and tricks, a thumbs up on the video would be really appreciated. Stick around for more of my content by subscribing to the channel, and be sure to join my mailing list at Spoon Graphics to download all my free design resources. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.